Hey there, friends. Welcome back. Now I need you to stop whatever you're doing for a moment because this week dropped not one, but two massive bombshells that affect every single person collecting Social Security in the United States. And here's the thing, most people have absolutely no idea about either of them. Not from the evening news, not from their bank, not from SSA, not from anywhere. That's exactly why I'm here. And that's exactly why this channel exists. The first piece of news dropped on June 9th, and it involves a deadline that just crept closer than any of us would like. The second one came out just yesterday, and it's tied to the latest inflation numbers, the kind of update that could actually mean more dollars landing in your pocket every single month. But, and this is a big but, there's a catch you absolutely need to wrap your head around before you get too excited. So today, we're going to break both of these stories down in plain everyday English. No jargon, no confusing government speak, no fluff. Just straight talk about what these two developments actually mean for your situation, and what, if anything, you should be doing about them right now. But before we dive in, do me a quick favor. Hit that subscribe button right now and tap the bell icon so you never miss an update. Seriously, what I'm covering today is breaking news as of this very week, and this is exactly the kind of thing I stay on top of, so you don't have to lose sleep over it. Drop a comment below too. Let me know where you're watching from and whether you'd heard about either of these stories before today. I read every single comment. Now let's get into it. Story number 1. The clock just moved, and not in our favor. Let's kick things off with the news from Monday, June 9th, because this one is all about a ticking clock that just got a little louder. Every single year, the Treasury Department and the Social Security Administration put together something called the Trustees Report. Think of it as Social Security's annual health check, an official government document that lays out the financial condition of the program and projects how long the money is going to last. It's dense, it's detailed, and most people never read it. But the headline number this year, that number is 2032. That is the year the primary Social Security Retirement Fund, officially known as the OASI Trust Fund, is now projected to run completely dry of its reserves. And before you scroll past that, let me explain why this particular year's report is more alarming than the ones before it. In last year's Trustees Report, the projected date sat at the first quarter of 2033. This year, it shifted to the fourth quarter of 2032, a full quarter earlier. Now I know what you might be thinking. 1 quarter? That doesn't sound like much. But here's why it matters more than it seems. This is the second consecutive year the date has moved in the wrong direction. We're not stabilizing, we're sliding. And the trustees' own report tells us exactly why. The so-called One Big Beautiful Bill signed into law back in 2025 reduced the amount of income tax that Social Security recipients pay on their benefits. On the surface, that sounds like a win for retirees. And honestly, in the short term, it is. A little extra money staying in people's pockets is never a bad thing. But here's the other side of that coin. It also means less money flowing back into the system, and that accelerates the timeline to depletion. Every action has a consequence, and now we're seeing it in black and white. So what does it actually mean when the trust fund runs out? This is the part where most news coverage either gets it flat out wrong or is so vague it's basically useless. So let me be crystal clear. The trust fund running out does not mean Social Security disappears. Let me say that again because it's important. Social Security is not going to vanish overnight. The program will still be collecting payroll taxes from every working American. The issue is that those incoming taxes alone are only projected to cover about 78% of what beneficiaries are owed. Which means, if Congress sits on its hands between now and 2032 and does absolutely nothing, benefits would be automatically slashed by 22% across the board. Every recipient, regardless of your age, your health, how long you've been collecting, or how much you paid into the system over your lifetime. Let's put some real numbers on that, because percentages can feel abstract. On the current average Social Security benefit of around $2,081 per month, a 22% cut means $458 less every single month. If you're receiving $1,500 a month, you're looking at $330 less. If you're bringing in $2,500 a month, that's a gut punch of $550 less every month, month after month. This isn't some far-off theoretical scenario about somebody else's retirement. This is a mathematical projection about every current Social Security recipient, and it's now fewer than 7 years away. That's not a distant horizon. That's right around the corner. Advocacy groups responded fast. The American Academy of Actuaries and the Bipartisan Policy Center both issued statements within 24 hours of the report dropping, warning that the window for gradual, manageable reform is shrinking fast. The longer Congress delays, the more drastic and the more painful the eventual changes will have to be. It's like ignoring a small leak in your roof. You can fix it cheaply now, or you can wait until your ceiling caves in. But here's the thing. Independent analysts don't wait around. They track the monthly inflation data as it rolls in and publish running estimates so that retirees have a heads up on which direction things are heading throughout the year. And this week, those estimates took a significant jump upward. As of May 2026, CPIW is running at 4.4% year over year. That's the highest reading we've seen in 3 years, and the main drivers are energy costs. Gasoline and utility prices have surged due to geopolitical pressures, along with food prices that are climbing faster than the mainstream headlines are letting on. Mary Johnson, an independent Social Security and Medicare policy analyst who has been tracking COLA calculations for literally decades, updated her estimate on Thursday to 4.7%, and she noted there's a real chance it climbs even higher as the summer data comes in. Meanwhile, the Senior Citizens Lead, a nonpartisan senior advocacy organization, is currently projecting around 3.8%. To give you some context on what those numbers actually mean for your wallet, the 2026 COLA was 2.5%, which added roughly $56 to the average monthly benefit. A 4.7% COLA in 2027 would add approximately $98 to the average monthly benefit, nearly double this year's bump. On a benefit of $2,500 per month, that's an extra $117 every single month. On a $1,500 monthly benefit, you'd be looking at $70 more each month. Now, I know that sounds fantastic, and in raw dollar terms, it genuinely is more money in your pocket. But here's the nuance I really need you to hold on to, and this is the part most people gloss over. A higher COLA means inflation is rising faster. It means the cost of your groceries, your prescriptions, your utilities, and your everyday expenses is going up. The COLA is designed to help you keep pace with those rising costs. It's not a bonus or a raise. It's Social Security's way of trying to make sure your benefits don't lose their purchasing power as prices climb. So yes, your check will be bigger, but so will your bills. That's the full picture on both stories this week. And now you've got the real information, not the watered-down version. Make sure you share this with someone you know who's on Social Security or approaching retirement age, because this stuff matters and most people simply aren't hearing it. If you haven't subscribed yet, now is honestly the perfect time. Hit that button, turn on the bell, and you'll never miss a breakdown like this one. And drop a comment below. Are you already collecting or still deciding when to claim? What's your biggest concern after hearing all of this today? Let's talk about it. I'm right here in the comments.